Hello everyone, good evening, welcome back, welcome to day 2. Good evening to all of you. So before I start, I just wanted to know who all are joining. Is there anyone who is joining for the first time? Like they missed the first session or they watched it recorded and they came for today's session. Good evening guys, good evening. So I think we'll just yeah, so for today, I think this is what all we discuss. Yeah, good evening guys. So who are joining for the first time? Like anyone whoever was the recorded session as a first session and joining us first time for today. Yeah, good evening guys. Okay, I think the people who are joining for the first time. So guys, in this course we'll be covering all the fundamentals and all our focus would be more towards programming. And I hope now as you have joined the community, right? So I think if you just give you an idea about. Okay, so yeah, I think guys, welcome to the community. Like if you're joining us for the first time. Yeah, guys. So welcome to Next for Code. So the objective behind conducting all these courses free, guys, right? So yeah, so people who don't know me, I'm Gaurav. I'm having a 7+ year of experience in industry, and I also have experience teaching Python, Java, and other technologies. And in terms of knowing, I know C, C++, Java, Python, JavaScript, databases, and a lot of other technologies I know. Yeah. So so I think yesterday we discussed about why Java and one more thing, right, guys? So for the fundamentals we have 5 sessions. So it's okay if you miss 1 or 2 sessions, but we expect at least you attend at least 3 live sessions. So guys, personally I will recommend that you attend all live sessions. The reason being, right, recordings or material it's flooded all over, right? But the objective of conducting is all these things is live, so you guys at least can interact, can ask your doubts and learn in a better way, right? So this is the objective of conducting live sessions. Recorded and all, you can even watch the batch 1 videos, right? So that's why we consider people attending live sessions. So that's why we prefer that people who are attending live sessions, they got all these attendance code and all. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. So, if you have any doubts in the previous session, so I'll just give you a quick idea about uh, whatever we covered yesterday, and then we'll move on to the today's agenda. Okay, guys, we will get it, which is better, Java and Python. So, guys, I know both. Okay, I'll just tell you. Who all are interested in understanding, guys? I think we'll be conducting one session itself in terms of this is not a blank slide. 1 second, guys. I'll just work with this. Both. So I think someone is asking, right, Java versus Python. So guys, I think I know both the technologies. So I think it more depends on what's the scope you are looking for, right? So let us suppose if you want to go in some data science domain and all, right, you can go for Python is more being explored here in data science ML areas. If I talk about Java, right, when it comes to enterprise application, right, or large applications, right, Python you will not see being used for large applications. When it's more about security and all, right, it's still Java which is there. Game development, guys, it depends on which area you are doing, guys, game development, right? If you're developing some app and all, you need to use Java for Android, right? Or Python also provides you a good framework. Pygame and all is there for the game development. But yeah, like if I talk about right competitive programming also, so in competitive programming these days people are using C++, Java, Python like for data structures and all. But yeah, somehow I would say companies prefer more C++ and Java. But yeah, even if you know Python, that's also good. Like if you're more comfortable with Python. But like I know Python is easy and all, but Java is also not that tough, guys. Like in terms of tough level, we know like C++ people get confused with pointers and all. But even once you understand pointers, right, you start loving pointers. This is at least my experience. So like, so guys, I think like you can go with any language, you learn any language, like, but as a part, like you should be good in one language, right? It should not that, guys. In terms of salary, I would say it depends on which company you are working in. Yeah, but for like you can easily switch jobs and all, but yeah, for 4 years, it I think normally, right, the starter package, it's like around, I think, 3 4 years. This is what a service-based companies gives. But I think with 4 years, you can expect 7 or 8 lakhs if you are in some, say, service-based or middle companies. Okay. So I think today we have a different set of questions. Yeah, but for 4 years, I think you can expect this package. But yeah, if you go so product-based companies with Java, they'll start with 12 plus only, right? So it's more about which type kind of company you are targeting. But yeah, like I will not say that with just Java you can just target any company, right? We need lot of steps also. Like with Java, you need to understand DSA, competitive programming, and all. So I think we will conduct one session where you understand that what all you need to be like get into jobs and all. I think you can attend that one. Guys, book I will personally suggest you like if you really want to read books, so you can go with Head First Java. It's a well written book. And you can also read, guys. So I think this is one of my favorite book. I will say for Java, which is Kathy Serra OCJP. This is one of my guys like whatever the book I have gone through, right? So this is one of my favorite book. It's very well written, but don't jump in directly to this book because it's have some higher level of concept. So if you are a beginner, you can go with Head First Java. But this is very nice book, and you will get a lot of concepts out of it, or you can go with certifications and all also if you want. Yeah, if you have any queries, I will share you one classroom link with you guys. You can just share your queries there, or you can also email me and at Gaurav at the rate mathsforcode.in. Right. But I will prefer, I will share a classroom link guys with you. You just join the classroom, all the students will also be there. So you can just ask your doubts in the classroom. You can also post your doubts on the Telegram. So your peers would be there, like the other students which are doing or the last batch students would also be there on Telegram. Like I'm not active or I'm not much available on Telegram. But yeah, if you have any doubts, just post it on classroom. Here I am available. Okay. Okay guys, so I think let's start quickly with the session. So guys, I think we covered, right? Why Java? What is Java? We understood all these things. Yes, features of Java we covered, right? We understand the difference between JDK, JRE, JVM, right? How this works, how you can compile your code, how you can execute your code. All these things we covered, right? Right. So we understood, like we covered all this part also. What is class loader, what is interpreter, what is JIT. So someone is asking what is, so guys, what is JIT is doing. I think this is old slide. What I think I corrected it yesterday. I just changed it. This is like this. Yeah. So guys, what is JIT is doing, right? It's doing the optimization part, right? Optimization of bytecode, you can consider it. Like if you don't get it much, it's the optimization of bytecode. So guys, sometimes bytecode also needs a kind of optimization which JIT do. It's kind of a compile that bytecode and give it to the interpreter. Clear? Someone was asking, I think this part, that's why I just told. Okay guys, great. So I think, yeah. So we started with variables. We've seen what are variables, how they work, right? And then we reached to data types part, right? We started with data types. These are all primitive data types which we started discussing. And then we moved to our Eclipse part, right? Yeah, guys. Okay, so let's move forward to the data types part. So Google Classroom, guys, I think I'll just share the code with you, and then you can just join in and you can ask your doubts here there. And also there is a video for GitHub. So as I told you, right, all the assignments you need to submit on GitHub. You can just put your assignments there. So there will be one document which will be there for GitHub, right, and which you can use. Okay, guys, I think I have not shared the screen. 1 second. Yeah, so I think all of you can now see the Eclipse. Right. So wait just 1 second. Yeah, guys. Okay, so let's move on. So guys, I think we discuss about, right? So these are the data types which we can declare. This is a declaration, this is an initialization, and this is how we can do both things in one line also, right? I'll just maybe zoom it a bit for you guys. And this is a sum operation we started, and this is a multiplication operation, right? Similarly, we can do the other operations also, right? We have a division operation also, and the same operations, guys, we can do with integer also. So we use like byte keyword to define a byte. We use short keyword to define a short. We use float long keyword, right? Similarly, we use, so this will be a like division. Okay. Similarly, okay. So I think all these are the operators which I wanted to discuss. There is also a remainder operator. So guys, what remainder operator do? So I think what we do, let's just try to print this also. So we understand that what will be the output. Okay, this is a shortcut which you can use in Eclipse. You can just write sys out and then you press, this is, yeah, control space. It will just write complete system.out.println for you. Okay, so I think we just try to print this also. This is how we can print. So normally we use plus here also. I think for now we can just remember this plus, because we have to print some integers, so we have to concatenate with the string. So we'll discuss this in more detail once we go to the string part. But yeah, let us suppose now we are trying to write a program where we have defined two variables and we want to compute the like kind of a calculator kind of thing, right? We want to compute the sum, we want to compute the difference, we want to complete the multiplication part also, right? Anywhere, if you find any issue with the speed or anything, you can just let me know. And this is a division part, guys. This is the multiplication part and this is a difference part. And always try to give your variables name a proper name. Avoid ABCD. It doesn't look nice and nobody uses in companies all these things. Okay, so I think we have done this, and now the things comes in remainder operator. So do you guys know what is a remainder operator do? How many of you don't know what is a remainder operator? Like you might have used it in other language also, right? So how many of you don't know what is a remainder operator? And today I also want, so today we'll see all these data types concepts, we'll see conversion, data conversion also, and also want to give you an idea about like how memory management or where all these whatever we work on, like how the memory things works, right? So it gives you a remainder. So let us suppose if I have a variable, so a equal to say 5, int b equal to 2, right? If I divide 5 by 2, what will be the remainder? I think I have defined a or b before. Huh? Okay. So, okay, I'll just say it a1, b1 like this. So, yeah, so guys, it just gives the remainder. Like if you divide a number, so it should be properly divided, and then what is the remainder remaining, right? So, I think we just say, name it a variable, guys, a1 by percent b1. Wait, okay. And we'll just put the remainder here. Okay. So if I divide 5 by 2, what we'll get? Remainder will be 1, right? Right? Okay, so guys, okay, let's run this program. So you can just go to run, or you can use shortcut also to run the program. So I think it's running the program. Okay, errors. What are the errors? So guys, this is what the output we got, right? So this is a kind of a, you can consider it as some kind of a calculator, like a kind of a program which we try to write, right? And the same operators, guys, you can try with byte also. You can try with int also, right? You can try with float also. So I can define all these variables. So if I want to define a say floating number or a decimal number, I can define a float variable, right? So this will be a decimal number. Right? So this will be a say, I can say 1.2 also. Right? So but you see, right? If I am defining a number with say 1.2, can you see an error here, guys? Type mismatch cannot convert from double to float. And even let us suppose if I try to run this program, right? You can see error. Type mismatch cannot convert from double to float. So guys, whenever you are defining a float number, right, we have to explicitly mention f here. So by default, so just remember this point, guys. By default, decimal number will be double. So we have to add f to explicitly make them, or to identify them as float, or we say to define them as float, right? So by default, everything will come as double. So we know, right? Double is also a data type, so it will come as double. So we always need to add f here to define a float. Okay, guys. Okay, so this is float. Double you can simply define, guys. Double you don't need to add anything, right? It will be by default a double. Similarly, we have a long variable. So if the value cannot fit in integer, we can define a long variable. So we can just say long number. Now let us suppose if I am saying something like this. Again, we end up with some error. Why we are getting error here? What it's saying, let's see. The literal this is of, can you see, guys, this error? Okay, I'll just maybe run for you guys. Can you see, guys? So this is giving you an error that literal this of type int is out of range. So this is, but we were trying to define it as a long, right? But it's taking it as an int. So what we have to do here? We have to add a L layer, right? So to make the number, to define a number as long, we have to add L at the end. Okay, guys, so I think this is clear to all of you that we have to use f to define float number, and we have to use similarly L to define a long number. So I think same operations, guys, you can try out with float, long and all. So this should work. Okay. Okay. So I hope this is clear to all of you so far. And we can do all these operations. I think you guys can try out all these operations on your own. Okay. So next things which we will discuss today is, right, is about data type conversion. One is an implicit conversion, other one is a guys. So I think there is a difference in terms of precision, or there is a terms in terms of the values they can hold. So if you see, right, float is of, it's actually a bit, I think, guys, there is some misprint here. It's a bit part. These are bits, not bytes. Yeah. So float is of only 32-bit and double is for 64-bit. Both are decimal numbers. Similarly, if you see, all these are numeric numbers, but it is of 8-bit, it is of 16-bit, it is of 32-bit, it is of 64-bit, right? So these are all numeric numbers, and these are decimal numbers. So it's mainly difference between in terms of precision or the decimal values. Okay, guys. So next things comes in, right, data conversion. So there will be, guys, two types of conversion you will see. One is implicit and the other one is explicit. Implicit means it happens automatically. You don't need to do anything for this. And explicit means we have to, it's also known as typecast. Or we can say we have to force this. This can be lossy. Lossy means data loss can be there. This will be non-lossy. Data loss will not be there. So I think we'll see. Okay, I think one thing is there, like someone is asking what is a reference variables, right? So as reference variables, we'll see like it's more related to when we move to strings, right? We'll see here strings or classes. So it will come there. So we'll discuss, don't worry about the reference variables. For now, we can think it of a primitive. For now, we can just focus on the primitive data types. Guys, one thing, is Java a pure object-oriented language? Okay, try to find out these things, guys, if Java is a pure object-oriented language or not. We say like we do everything Java in terms of objects and classes, but I think there's something which you guys can figure out, like if Java is a pure object-oriented language or not. Okay? So about Java. Yeah, I think this is also, I think someone made a valid point, Pratham, right? So if you need more precisions or you need more accurate values, you can use double. It provides you more precision. More precision means accuracy in terms of decimal value. Okay? Yeah. Okay, guys, so let's see the data conversion part, like how the data conversion works. Okay, I think most of you know, right? Java is not object-oriented. Okay, that is cool. How the data conversion part, guys, works. So let us suppose, I think I'll just create a new class for you guys. No, this is not the reason, guys. Multiple inheritance, and this is not the reason of Java not being a pure object-oriented language. But maybe I will cover this part also in the end. Okay, guys, so I think what we want to do conversion, right? So let's name this class as conversion. We'll just create a main method. Right, so this is our main method. Okay, so let us suppose if I'm defining, say, byte b equal to, say, 10. I've defined a byte b equal to 10. Can I do something like this? Int a equal to b. Can you see this, guys? We have defined a variable byte and we just assign this variable to integer, right? So this will be implicitly converted to, right? So this is automatically converted to byte to int, right? We don't need to do anything. Because we know, right, we are going from a less data to higher data, so it will be fine, right? So that's why this is allowed. This is implicit conversion. Similarly, let us suppose if I am having, like if I just want to say, let's say long c equal to a, this will also work, right? This is also an implicit conversion from int to long. Implicit conversion means it will happen automatically. You don't need to worry of this, right? Sorry, this will be int to long. Okay, so let us suppose if I am defining, say, float equal to, say, 15.55. I defined a float variable. Okay, and let's name it as a float variable. So we defined a float variable which is of 15.55. This was a value. And what I want to do, I want to say assign this to integer, right? So int, and I'm naming this variable, say, int for float. Let us suppose I name this variable as, say, int for float, and I assign this a float value. Can I do this, guys? This will not allow, right? So if you see an error here, cannot convert. So this is the error, guys. What is the error coming? This is coming. Type mismatch cannot convert from float to int, right? So here it was implicitly taken care. We did not get any errors because we were going from lower to higher, right? So whenever the conversion comes in, right? So if you are moving, right? If you are going like in this direction till till long, it will be fine for you. Right? Or even the float part also. Like if you're going downward direction, it's fine for you. But if you try to convert a double to a float or a float to an integer, it will fail. Right? So that's why we are getting an error. This is not happening implicitly. So guys, do you think we can convert a float to an integer? What do you think? Can we convert a float to an integer? Or it will not be allowed? Or what will happen if we convert a float to an integer? What will happen, guys? I think what will happen, guys, if we convert a float to an integer? Can we convert a float to an integer? I'm audible or not, guys? Sometimes I feel I'm not audible. Can we convert, guys, or not? Hey, that's a 50% chance, guys. Your answer would be correct. So, guys, you can convert a float to an integer. Guys, one thing I will tell you. Like whenever I'm asking a doubt, whatever is thing coming in your mind, or you can just say it, because at least you will understand whatever you were thinking, it was correct or not, and you will remember these things always then. So that's why if you think like it can be converted, you can say yes, or if you think it cannot be converted, you can say no. Like it's because you are learning, so it's not some quiz or exam which is happening, so you should be correct. You can just say yes or no, whatever you feel. 50% chance you will win, guys. So I think whenever there is a 50% probability of being correct, you should always guess, even in an exam. Okay. So I think what will happen here? We cannot convert like this, but we can explicitly tell the compiler, yeah, convert this. Sorry, it will be not a float; it will be integer. Convert this float value to integer. I am as a programmer or as a developer, I know what I am doing, and I will take care of a loss, right? So if we convert a float value, we can convert a float value to integer also, and we are taking that responsibility by explicitly mentioning that yes, forcefully we are converting it to an integer, yeah, and we will take care of any loss which will happen with this, right? So I think like if we just print this will be the float value which was there, right? And this will be the integer value for float, right? So if I just run this, so can this, right? The decimal part is lost, and we know, right, what we are doing. So that's why compiler will never allow you to do it as a implicitly, because there is a data loss and you should be aware of that. So here we know that there is a data loss and we will take care of that case. Okay. So this is how we can implicitly convert, say, a float to an integer, or if you want to convert a double, right? So if you want to say convert something like if I say, guys, so let us suppose I'm defining a number, say num1 equal to 12, and if I say float for num, right, equal to num1. So here what I'm doing, I'm assigning this integer to a float value. So this will be handled implicitly because we are going downward. Okay. Someone is asking, is the explicit conversion? So this is guys, okay, we'll remove this error. This is the explicit conversion. Someone is asking, I think it's a very good question. Is this explicit conversion as a good practice for a developer? So guys, we use explicit conversion when we are sure that we are not worried of a decimal value. We don't care whatever the value which was come as a decimal part, we are only worried of a main part. So we'll convert it. There is no harm in that, right? Because we would have some objective, right? Why we are doing this. I think I would want to take one interesting question, I guess. How do programmers know what to code before they write any code? Maybe I will take it in the land. This is an interesting question. How do programmers know what they have to code? Maybe I'll just explain you on the assignments. You will understand this better, guys. Like how do programmers know what do they want to code, right? Because it's not something we get from birth. Okay. So is it clear, guys? Whatever we have covered, data types, conversion, is it clear to all of you? Guys, is it clear to all of you? Like yes, no, I am here only for attendance. You can write anything out of these three in the chat. Yes, no, you want me to repeat anything or you are here just for attendance? Someone is writing attendance also. That's great, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, let's move forward. So I think this is clear to all of you. Okay. Yeah, so next thing which we want to discuss is operators. So in assignment operators we have discussed, guys, arithmetic operators we have discussed. There is an increment, prefix and postfix operators which are also there. I think we can discuss that. In Java, what purpose does the keyword final, finally, and finalize fulfill? Guys, I think this is like it's just I would say first or second class, so maybe I will not cover this point right now. Like we can discuss maybe in the later, like when we go through the exception and other things. Because this is not in the context right now. Like this will be people who are new to Java, they will just go get out of context. Okay, guys. So I think we'll just want to see one thing, right? So what are the increment operator and all they do, right? So guys, we have I think if you are coming from C++, you have seen there also. So we have two ways of like incrementing a value. Let us suppose if I'm saying int val equal to say 12, I can do val plus plus, and I can also do plus plus val, right? Right? Or let us suppose if I am doing val plus plus and I sys out this. Now what is the value of val? Right? And I will say after increment, or I will say this is called as post. So when you put this plus plus after, it is called as post. When you put it before, it is called pre. So I'm saying after post increment, after post decrement. Similarly, we have a way, guys, to reduce the value also. We can use minus minus. So we'll say, sorry, this will be all, this is also increment, this is pre, because we have put the operator before the variable. This is post decrement, and this is a post increment. Oh, sorry, this is pre decrement. Okay, guys, so what will the output of this program, guys, if we run this? I think I'll just comment it this part for now. I think the output should be straightforward, guys, right? What is the output of this program, guys? What do you think? What will the output would be? The value is 12. So it will be something like 13. Someone is saying 12 and 14. Okay, what about others? What do you think, guys? What will the output, right? So what does this plus plus do? It will increment the value by 1. What this plus plus do? It will also increment the value by 1. What this minus minus do? It will decrement the value by 1. And this is also decrementing the value by 1. Someone is saying 12, 14, 14, 12. Okay guys, so let's run the program. Value is coming as 13, 14, 13, 12. Someone answered this? Okay. I cannot see this 12, 13, 13. No one answered guys. Okay, so guys, what happened here? Value is incremented and we printed it in the new line. So value will become, what it will do? It will increment the value by, return the value and increase. Okay. This is increment, I will say increment the value by 1. Right. So this is also increment the value by 1. This is decrement the value by 1. And this is decrement the value by 1. Right. So that's why it's coming as 13, 14, 13, 12. Because here it become from 12 to 13. Here it become from 13 to 14. Here it become from 14 to 13. And here it become from 13 to 12. This is simple guys, right? It's incremented a value by 1. It's decremented a value by 1. Like this. But I think you were looking for something more tricky, right? Okay. So what we'll do, I will just maybe comment this out part for now. Like we'll do not print this. Or we'll just move this code to say a new class. I think that's better. The output will be 13, 14, 13, 12. Is this clear you guys why this output comes? So I will just move into a new class. We'll say increment or decrement. Okay, now let's try to do something else guys. What we'll try here, we'll just say val equal to val plus plus. We say val equal to plus plus val. We say val equal to val minus minus. We say val equal to minus minus val. Okay. Yeah, we'll come to that part. What is the difference? Okay, now let's run this code, guys. So I think you can see the difference, guys, right? Now it's giving your input as 12, 13, 13, 12, right? Right? So can you understand what is the difference here? It's printing after this also, right? So what is the value coming here? 12, right? So can you understand like what happened here, guys? Yeah. So guys, there is not much difference in terms of Java. So if you see here, what it do? It first return the value. It has returned the value and increment the value, right? So because we are assigning it here, it will return it as 12 and the value will become 13. Here also, so I think what we'll do here, guys, so one thing we can do, we have decremented the value. Yeah, it become 13. Yeah. So one thing we can do, yeah. Yeah, so what will the value, guys, here? The value will still be 12, right? So 12, it's now 12. But here what will happen? It will increment the value and then return the value. So the only difference between, guys, post and pre, I think I'll just explain you here. I think this will be more clear, guys. One second, guys. I think I just need a clean. Yeah. Okay, guys. So let us suppose if I am saying, so I think I will explain you one more part also, guys. Whenever you say a equal to any expression is there, right? This expression is evaluated and then we assign the result to A, right? So if I am saying A equal to 2, 2 will be assigned to A, right? Yeah. But when I say, right, guys, say A plus plus, right? What it will do? It will return A and then increment. If I say plus plus A, it will first increment and then return, right? So it, in case of plus plus, in the case of post, it first return the value and then increment the value. In case of pre, it first increment the value and then return the value. So what does it mean, guys? If I am saying A equal to say 12 and A equal to A plus plus. So what will happen? It will first return the value 12. So A will become 12 after this. And then it will increment, which will not make any difference, right? Okay, and no, because we have already assigned the value to the same variable, that's why it's not coming as 14. If we have assigned it to a different variable, it would have come as 14. Because we have override the value. Okay guys, I think I'll just do one thing for you guys. In place of val, we can use some other variable also. We can use say result here. Maybe that will make more clear to you. So initially I'm taking result as 0 and I will just assign the value of say val to the result, right? And then we'll print result. Then the value of result. I think this will make guys more clear for you. But the result output will change now. If you find last thing clear. Okay, so what do you think guys? What will the output now? What will the output of this program? If I run this program, what the output you think will be the output? What will the output of this program guys now? No. What do you think guys? What will the output now? Or you just confused? Okay, I will run this program. It's coming as 12, 14, 14, 12. Right? Okay. What we'll do guys? Let's I'll just take the code part from here. And we'll move this code to the notepad file. 1 second guys. So this is our code guys, right? This is the steps which we have done, right? This is coming too large. 1 second guys, I'll just reduce the size for this. So this was our code, right? So guys, I think this is clear, right? So what does, so what does this do? It will increment the value. First it will return the value and it will increment the value. So val was 12 here, right? So after this step, what will happen? Result will become 12 and val will become 13 because it will return 12 but it will increment the value after returning the result, so val will become 13, right? Is this clear? At this step, what is the value of val? Val is 13 now, right? Okay, if we print now, what will the value of result will be printed? 12, right? Okay, when we come to this step, what will happen? It will first increment the value, so val will become, first val will become 14 and then it will return the value, so result will become 14. So it will return the result which is 14 now, right? Here what will happen, it's a post operator, so post operator first return the value, so when it return the value the result will become 14 and then it will decrement the value, so value will become 13. So what will the output here, 40. Here what will happen, it's first decrement the value, so value will become 12 and then it will return the value, so result will become 12. So what will the output, 12. So what will the final output, 12, 14, 14, 12. Guys, you will see this in lot of C objective questions also, the same thing. It works same as any language, is it? It's not like dependent on. So we'll find these operators confusing and people use a lot in C, C++. Python, because it's easy, Python doesn't support all this. Okay guys. Is it clear? Guys, I think like 42 people are watching and only 12 are there. 12 likes are there, guys. So at least if you're learning something, or at least for our like whatever our community is doing, I think you should hit like button also, guys. Okay, guys. So I think okay. So I hope this is clear, guys. So I think now I will cover a part of like how you can take an input from the users, right? These are very important, guys. These concepts you will see in most of the, whenever it comes to a technical quiz, you will always see one question which is related to this post, pre and all operators. Okay, so guys, yeah, so I think we'll take a break. Fine, not a break, we'll take a attendance part. So you can just mark your attendance quickly. And once you are done with your attendance, guys, also at least hit like button. Okay, so you can just mark your attendance, guide. Today's code is 2018. Link is in description, so you can just mark your attendance. What happened when we use same variable? Okay, I will explain you guys that part also. Maybe I think for now you can just mark your attendance. I will take my water break and then I will show you with the same variable also. A link is there in description, guys. You can just mark from there. Is it coming as invalid code? I'm not sure, guys. I don't set all these things, but it should be the code. Is it working for others or no? If it's not working for others also, we can get it chat, guys. Okay, it's working, so then it's cool, guys. I think they will put the link also, so you can just check the link also, so in the description. And guys, like if you have any request, right, also from the community, or you want anything, any course, any topics, anything, you have any request, so you can just put it in the, like there will be a comment section, right? So you can just put in there, like if you want anything or any request which is there. Or if you have anything about speed, or you want us like anything, like it's because it's not, guys, like we are not running any training institutes. It's a community, so whatever you will say, we'll hear you back. Okay. So whatever you have, anything like you want, you can just put it in the uh, so like comment section is there, guys. So I think you can just put in there. And we also have, guys, like on the Instagram we put quiz and all. So like I think you can just be on Instagram, like so that you can attend quiz and all also. Whatever is there, you can just add it in the comments also, guys, like in the form itself. This is what word is. Servlets and all, guys. I think I would say Java is like there are a lot of framework, guys. I think we'll see like if we can do something about around the servlets and all. If you are not on Instagram, we'll see, guys. Like if we will try to post it on Facebook and all also. And there are already few questions you will find which was posted for last batch, so you can just try to do that. How do programmers know what to code before they write any code? This is an interesting question, guys. So do you want me to take this question right now or you want me to take it at the end? How do programmers know what to code before they write any code? Okay, this will be a like huge like thing, but yeah, guys. So normally Hibernate and all, right, use for when you are connecting for I would say like in a layman language when you are going with a database connections and all, right, when you use like there's an option of JDBC also and you can use Hibernate also for mainly for the database handling part. Spring is more about like beans and all, creating beans and all other things, guys. It's a framework for handling in terms of bean creations and okay, guys, so let's do a voting, guys. Do you want me to cover this right now or do programmers, this is not in actually a Java content, but yeah, if you want, I can cover this part. So how many people want me to cover this part? How do programmer know what to code? Just raise your hand, guys. Attendance code is valid, guys, 2018. It's just a numeric value, and you can say it's an integer value. Yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, I think most of you would have been done now, right now, right? With the attendance. And guys, there is a Google Classroom link also, which is there in the chat. So you can just go and join Google Classroom. So like whatever you post doubts, like Google Classroom, I personally check. So I can just and guys, I think all these things, right? So if you want to know more all these how things works in industries and all, or even like, not in like exactly the in terms of how it works, but yeah, if you want to know how people like do coding and all, so all these things, guys, don't worry, we can conduct a session also, a webinar also, maybe on weekend or something, or how we can prepare for anything. So all these things we can cover. Ashok Kumar, I'm not sure. Like you have to type 2018, which will be a numeric thing. I'm not sure if it's working for other or not, guys. I think it's working for other guys. It should be valid. Why it's coming invalid for you, I'm not sure. This is what I have been told. This is a code. I think there is already a poll which is going on the Telegram. You can just respond, right, if you're interested in some kind of a webinar about like maybe career guidance or placement things. So where we can discuss more in details, like if you have any questions or if you want to get any sense, which we can do there. Okay, guys, I think it's a valid code, I guess, guys. So It's not like Google Classroom link is also there, guys, in the chat. So just join the Google Classroom now or later on. You can just get the Google Classroom link mm, on the like. Just join in there. I will be there also to respond to any of your queries. But assignments and all you have to upload, guys, on GitHub. You just have to fill the form and then you have to upload the assignment and then you have to give your link for a GitHub. As I told you yesterday, you can do it in Google Colab also other things. But yeah, I will prefer GitHub because it's something which is preferred everywhere today and will help you guys to build your GitHub profile also. Okay, I think let's go ahead. So anyone have any doubts in whatever is covered so far? I think someone was asking that sir why it was a different thing with the last code, right? Okay. So I think what I will do, guys, I think for your convenience, I will just copy paste this code and I will create a class increment decrement 2, right? And someone was asking, sir, why, what was the output? Okay, so, okay, this, let us suppose if I just say make it well, make it well, make it well, make it well, right? This was we were doing earlier. I think once you submit the attendance, you normally get an email, guys, of successful submission. I'm not sure, but I will get it checked, guys. But yeah, if you got a successful submission message on the UI, that's also fine. So this is you. So okay. So what will the output of this, guys, now? I just want you guys to tell me what will the output of this program. Yeah, guys. So what will the output of this program? Which will we will clear this. Sometimes I suspect that, guys, I am audible or not. Like I don't see any comments. Yeah, guys. So what is the output of this? Twelve, 13, 13, 12, 0 because result is 0. Oh, sorry, guys. I think I don't want to print result. I want to print, guys, well. This is a good catch. I think, right, it will be 0, 0, 0, but yeah, that was not our objective. Yeah. So I think many of you say 12, 13, 13, 12. 0, 0, 0, 0, and this is good. 12, 14, 14, 12. Okay, so I think I will just quickly, I think many of you understood this, but few still have doubt. So maybe what I will do, I will just tell you this quickly, guys. So guys, what happens, right? Whenever you define a variable, so let us suppose I have defined a variable, say val equal to 12, right? So a memory will be allocated for this variable, which will be holding this value, right? It's, guys, fine if you're not getting any submission mail. You like if you got a successful message on a screen, it's recorded for you. So this will be the value. It's something like it will be allocated, right? And what happens when I am saying say val equal to val plus plus, right? This is what we have done, right? Val equal to val plus plus. So guys, we know what it do. It return the value and then increment the value. Okay. So what will do? It will return the value. So what value it will return? 12. And then it's increment the value, but there will be nothing happens, right? Because the increment operation will happen here and not here. So val is still 12. So after this line, val is still 12, right? Then what we did, we say val equal to plus plus val. So we know what it will do. It will increment the value and then it will return the value. So what it will store now? It will store 13 here. So val will become now 13. So val will now, oh, 1 second, guys, I think, let's remove this cross part. Yeah. So val is become now pointing to the 13 part. Clear? Now what we did? We did val equal to val minus minus, guys. So what it do? First it return the value. What is the value of currently val now? What is the value of val currently right now? So 1 second. It's 13 now, right? So what it will become? It will become, but it will return 13 and right, and it will be still 13, right? And then what we did, we say val equal to minus minus val. So it's first decrement the value and then assign the value. So decrement, after decrementing it will become 12 and then we'll assign the value which is 12. So now val will again pointing to the 12 value. Is it clear, guys, now? Is it clear to all of you? Anyone still have any doubts? Right? So if we run our program, this should be the output which should come for us, right? Right? So 12, 13, 13, 12. Because we were overriding the value, that's why it was coming as like this. Because we are assigning that value to the val also. And what if I say, sir, it's also incrementing after that, but it's after assignment, it's done. It will not go and increment again. No, nothing. Because we have overridden the value. That's why I explained you first with the different variables, because I found this might be confusing for you guys. Okay. So I think this is good now. I think today we learned a lot of these types of concepts. Okay, one thing I will just guys explain you. Maybe we can. Okay, so let's see how we can take inputs if we want to read inputs from the user, because this will require for your assignments also. So I'll just define a class, a user input, and we'll see how we can take inputs from the user. Right? Okay. So when it comes to user input, what we'll do, right? So I will just write a main method. Yeah. After main method, what we'll do. So guys, we have a scanner class, right? So we have a scanner class. And I think for now you can just remember that we use this. This is a syntax kind of thing. So here, like somehow we are creating an object of a scanner class, but yeah, you can remember that this is how we can create object of a scanner class. System.in means like we'll be reading from console. Right, so this is how you can actually read the input from the user. So for reading the inputs, we just need to create an object of a scanner class. This is how we create an object of a scanner class. I think we'll see in detail that how the objects and all these things work, but yeah. Okay. And once you create an object of a scanner class, what we do, right? So once you are done, right? And you can see one more thing, right? You have to import this java.util.scanner also to read anything from the user, right? After this, what we'll say, let us suppose if I want to read an integer, I can just say scan.next int. So you can see, right? If I'm typing next, it will show you multiple methods here. It will show you next int, next byte, next sort, right? Next also, right? Something like all these are there. So when we want to read an integer, we can just say next int. And whatever the integer user will pass, it will store in this, we will store it in a variable, right? So we can just, let us suppose if I want to write a program which say doing a calculator kind of thing I want to do, right? So I'm saying enter number 1. Okay? So this is, so we can consider as a problem, right? We have to write a program of a calculator kind of thing. So we say enter number 1. Then we will read enter and store it in say variable A. Then we will say enter number 2. So we'll read this and store it in a variable 2. Right? So we have reading. So these are two numbers which we have read from the user. After this, what we want to do? We want to say calculate sum, multiplication, and all. So we'll just sum. So what will the sum? What will the sum? So we'll just store it in a variable, say int sum equal to a plus b, right? Then we can say sum of numbers. So guys, normally the system.out.println accept a string. So generally, whatever like you want to print, if you want to print an integer, you have to use plus here. So this is a normal format which you will use, right? Similarly, what we can do, we can calculate all these things, or what we can do, we can just first calculate like some difference equal to a minus b, right? This is straightforward. Int multiplication equal to a into b. Int division equal to a by b, right? Something like this. And then we'll just print all these things. Sum difference multiplication and division. And we'll use all these variables, diff, multiplication, division. Cool guys? Okay. So I think this is what we have done. We are trying to write a calculator kind of thing. We have wrought, like we got two inputs. So I think like if tomorrow I want to do it for say float, I can use next float here, right? Okay. Okay, so let's guys run this program. So it's asking you enter the number 1. Okay, so I have say enter 12. It's asking me now enter the number 2. I can write say 15, right? And it has calculated all the sum differences and all. Like if I want a space, I can just give a space here like this, something like this. Or if I just give you example of reading a float or decimal number, what we can do, we can just say enter a float number. And we can just say int float number equal to, and we will say scan dot next float. So guys, we have to take care, like if I'm reading a float, I have to take care of float here. Oh, this will be a float. Sorry guys. Right? Okay. So I think let's run this program again. So I think first it will go with a normal flow, whatever we were doing with integers. Let us suppose if I am entering 12. It's asking me now float number. So I can enter 12.2 also, right? We are not printing it, so that's why the program is done, but we were not printing it. If you want, you can print it also. This is source folder guide for Eclipse. I think Eclipse, it's easy to use. You can just go to new, just do a new Java project. And then if you want, I can just show you guys, like you can just go to new project. And you can just give a project name. So I just created it as say test. And once you go to test, in the src folder is a source folder. You just have to give a new, and then you can just do a new class. Right? You just have to guys, I think this is right click, new, and then class. Okay guys, so I think this is all what we have for today. Now let's see the assignments for you guys for today. Just go to folder. Yeah. And I will also take one interesting doubt, which was some of you. Okay, guys. So I think we have two problems for today, guys, which you have to solve. This is the first problem which will be there for today. Right, so this is the first problem which will be there. This is calculate restaurant bill. So you have to write a program which will be actually calculating the restaurant bill. This question will just cover guys now how do programmer know what to code before they write any code. So guys, normally, right, whenever you as a programmer, you will always have a problem in hand which you want to solve, right? So as a programmer, you will always have a problem in hand. So this is like your assignment problem. So I think I think this is a hot topic for today. I will just explain you guys how these things works actually. I don't like these kind of slides. I'll just add a blank slide. Yeah. So and I will just give you the assignments also, guys, which you have to cover. So guys, always you will be writing a code for us to solve a problem, right? So first things which comes in is a problem, right? Before we write a code, it's important, right? It's not that I just write a random code, right? So we always have a problem which we are trying to solve. Guys, once you have a problem, then actually it comes to the algorithm, right? Algorithm is what? Like it's kind of approach or solution, right? How will you solve your problem? So I will not say, right, every problem is solvable, right? If you have learned NP hard problems are also there, right? So you will have an algorithm or approach using which you will solve your problems, right? So that way can be, right? Let us suppose if I give you an example, right? You want to calculate restaurant bill, right? As I was told you, you have to design a program of restaurant bill. So what is the problem you want to solve? You want to solve a problem of a restaurant bill, which might be someone doing manually, but you want to design maybe a software for that or application for that, right? Yeah. Now there can be a multiple approaches which would be available, but let us suppose you design a code that you will take input, right? Then it comes to the algo or the logic part, right? Right? Guys, timings are same. Timings would be Monday to Friday, 8 to 9:30. To be precise, you can say 8-5, yeah, but. So once you have an input in hand, right, this is something input which is given by the user. Next thing comes is the logic part. Logic can be, right, you will add, say, all items, right? You will apply taxes, right? You will apply tax. And then you will calculate final bill. So these are the logic part which will come in, right? There can be more things, right, which you want to do, like you want to also validate input, right? So before this, if you want, there can be a things like validate input also. So it depends on what is the requirement from. Do you guys want me to do tomorrow also, class? I think tomorrow you can, like, there will be two problems which you can solve. You can validate inputs, and once you are done with your calculate final bills, you will give an output to the user, right? So this is how, like, you will be solving this problem. And once you guys have an idea, right, what will the steps or what will the logic, then actually it comes to in which language you want to write it. So if I know Java and all, I can write it in Java, and I know like how I can do additions in Java, I can do multiplications and all, how I can do all these things in Java, right? So this is how we'll end up with writing the code. So I think the question was, how do programmer know what to code? So guys, always you will be writing a code against a problem. So Pratham, is it clear to you? It's not that I just write a random problem, right? You'll always have a problem statement, or it can be a problem which you are solving. It can be a client requirement, right? It can be so normally, like if I talk about industries, it comes from a requirements that your client want this project, right? And there is always, we have some input output set which is defined for a problem. Because you should always test your code how it's working, there is always an input output code also. So how many of you want a class tomorrow? I think tomorrow class we can keep it maybe a bit small, like maybe from 8 to 9 we can keep tomorrow, because it's a weekend, so we can keep it 8 to 9 if you want tomorrow. So how many of you want class tomorrow? And I will explain the assignments also, guys. We have 2 assignments which you have to do. and then I want you to do these two questions before the tomorrow's class. Yesterday, guys, the assignment was just to, like, I think if you can go to the last video, right? Yesterday video, you will get to know. Okay. So, guys, tomorrow we'll meet if you want, guys. So, I will make it Friday to 1 second, guys. If you want, like, as I told you, guys, like, we are not running any training institute. It's community. If you want, I will do a class for you guys tomorrow also. Monday to Saturday, 8 to 9:30. Okay, I just changed it for you guys. I will manage my schedule, but it's okay. Okay, guys. So I think this is now it comes to the assignment part, guys. So this is the first problem for today, which you have to solve. You have to write a program which will consider the price of 3 products. So we are trying to solve a restaurant bill problem. So we'll be writing a program which will take 3 products for the restaurant bill and the text percentage as an input, and you have to calculate final output. So guys, whatever the scanner thing we have discussed, you can use it to take inputs and all, right? And then you can assume that for now all the user like price and text percentage is always positive. Tax amount we can calculate with this formula, tax percentage by 100 into product price. This is a something like maths, right? And what we have to do after this, so this is a some input output sample, guys, which you have to use it while testing your code. You can use, guys, Visual Studio, you can use Sublime Text, you can use Google Colab, you can use REPL.lt, anything you can use. Like we are fine, guys. Like no issues or nothing with anything. Okay, yeah. And once you so you have to test your codes for this set of inputs. The output should come as like this. This should be the final amount. So this is the first problem which you have to solve. Calculate restaurant bill, right? So you have to write a program for calculating the restaurant bill. Clear, guys? The second problem in this assignment is 1 second. Yeah. So this is the second problem which would be for your day 2 assignment, right? You have to design a height and weight converter, right? So this is the problem of a height and weight converter. So guys, if you just go to the problem statement, that at few places heights and weights are considered in feet, inches, and kgs, but at few places it's considered in centimeter and pounds and all, right? So this is conversion formula which is given, right? And then you have to, this is a sample input output which is given, which you can use to test your code. And these are the links for, yeah. Okay. Is it clear? Yeah. So I think, guys, yeah, what you have to do, how to submit the assignment. You can upload the assignment on Git. You can use Google Colab. You can use REPL.lt. Or at the end, which is I don't prefer, you can upload the assignment on Drive. Once you do all this, you will have a link generated for you. You have to submit only once, guys. Like you can just upload your Git link and all, right? And in the assignment form, give URL to Git or any like these things. Okay. And how to use Git, guys? You can just refer the this assignment document. Okay, I will upload maybe on I will upload either the assignment document on Git, or I will upload the assignment document on the Classroom. So once I will upload it on Classroom, you'll get it on email also. But you don't need to Classroom, you don't have to upload assignments, guys. I can upload the document like problem on Git. Problem on Classroom. But your assignment submission should be on Git or Colab and all. Clear, guys? Okay, guys, so I think we are good for today. If you have any doubts, you can just ask him. How to upload assignment on all, guys? We'll just share a FAQ with you. I will just share a FAQ with you, guys. Like how to use Git. There is a video. How to upload assignment. just share one video with you, and there is a video for FAQs also, which I will share. Assignment form, guys, you will find on. I will post it on assignment form. You can just get it in the description also. I think if it's not there, it will be added, or it will be in the classroom also. There will be a guys Google. This will be a Google form, assignment form, which will be there. And once you submit the assignment, guys, you will receive a confirmation email also. So when do you want me to keep the deadline, guys, for this assignment? I'll leave it to you guys. When will you be able to complete both the problems? And you want the deadline to be? When do you want, guys? Can you do it by tomorrow? But guys, I want you to... Guys, Google Classroom, it's difficult to manage, guys, because it's difficult to identify like who all have submitted and which assignment is submitted by whom. So that's why. I know it's easy to upload on Google Classroom. If you really want to upload on Google Classroom, in the form in place of URL, you can put the file name which you have uploaded on Google Classroom. But personally, I will prefer, guys, GitHub. It will help you a lot in long run. Even if you are in first, second, third year, you can ask your seniors. But it will help you in long run. Okay, guys, so deadline is, tomorrow is 19th, right? 19th September, 11:59 p.m. So you have to upload the assignment by tomorrow night. In case you cannot upload the assignment by tomorrow night, right? You can upload it maybe on 20th also, but you should have a valid reason, guys. So I think we allowed assignment submission after one day also, 1 or 2 days, because many times you have a class or you have stuck with something or you have any other engagement, anything. So we allow late submissions, but you should have a valid reasons. Or if you can, we'll try to discuss this problem also tomorrow if you have doubts in the assignment. So if you have any valid reason, late submission is allowed with a valid reason. If like Google form is accepting the assignment, you can just upload it also. Okay, guys, I think we are good for today. Thank you all for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be meeting same time, 8 p.m. Or if you have any friend or anyone who want to join, they can just watch the first 2 recorded sessions and then they can join from tomorrow. And because you need 60% attendance, which dilute to 3 out of 5 is mandatory. So if someone have missed first 2 sessions, they can still join by just going through the videos of first 2 sessions and then go. You don't want me to take class tomorrow, guys? I think few people have exam tomorrow and all. Okay, guys. So I think we will meet on, guys, Monday. I think tomorrow you can do assignments because we promise for weekdays. So let's do it on Monday. Tomorrow we'll see, guys. Tomorrow, if possible, we'll conduct some webinar or we'll interact. But now we'll meet on Monday, guys. So Monday 8 p.m. I'm sorry, guys. Like I was agree, but I think few people have exam or anything, or few people don't want it on weekend. So tomorrow, Monday 8 p.m. We'll see if it's possible tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We'll have some webinar or something. We'll maybe cover something else, like the interesting questions which we got today. So we'll cover similar things. Okay, guys. So we'll meet on Monday 8 p.m. In the meantime, you can get yourself more comfortable with Git. Try to complete both the problems. And like if you are meeting on Monday, I'll just keep the assignments. I think we don't have any class tomorrow, so I'll keep the deadline till 20th. Okay, so by Sunday night you can submit the assignments. In case you have any doubts, it's okay. Try it on your own. If you have any doubts, still we can discuss on Monday. And then you can submit with the late submission on Monday. Okay, that's not a problem, guys. And guys, only the mantra is to learn is to practice, more practice. So do the assignments on your own. Try all these problems. If you have any doubts, you can just post it on Classroom. I will be there to answer your doubts. You can also post your doubts on Telegram. At least like other people would be there which will help you out. So there is no issues to take help from your peers on Telegram. The other students would are also there, so you can just take it help. Yesterday there was no assignment, guys. As such, you just have to try out on your own. So there was nothing to submit, guys. That's why people don't want to join tomorrow. Okay, guys. You can watch. Oh, that's. I'm not a big fan of IPL, but yeah, you guys can enjoy. But guys, I think IPL and all is cool, but yeah, take time for all these things also, because right after Corona situations would not be that quick in terms of placements and all. It will be less. So what's your favorite team, guys? Like which team you follow in IPL, guys? Or you don't follow IPL? Because I am not. I don't like much IPL. Okay, guys. So I think we'll end the session now. Thank you. Thanks for joining us for today. Have a great weekend. Bye bye. And in case you have any doubts about submission or anything, you can just post it on Telegram or the classroom. Good night, guys.